Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesigndetectives.com. We got a fun one for you today. It's a bit of a continuation from some videos we did a few weeks ago about some time-delayed modules. If I refresh this page, it's going to load the background image of the section. A few seconds later, it's going to load the background of the modules. And a couple of seconds later, each of those modules is going to have a time-delayed feed of the content over the top. And this sort of stuff is great for getting people's attention. If you've got a little animation like this, it's going to get their eyeballs on it pretty quickly. And of course, this will work just as well on tablet and mobile. If I hit my F12 key, I'm using Google Chrome here. Here it is on a tablet. Let's just refresh this page. Initially, it loads the background for the section, then our first module, second module, and then the content's going to start shooting in. When you roll down, it's going to load that third module also. And exactly the same on the iPhone or any mobile device. Quick refresh. There's our background, first module, second module, roll down a bit, there's our third module. And of course the content's going to float in at varying levels there. Really easy to do, so let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And once enabled, let's add a new section and we'll start from scratch. I'm going to hit the little plus to add a new section. I'm going to make mine a regular section. Inside mine, I'm going to put 3 columns. Obviously put as few or as many as you want in yours. For my demo today, I'm using a little blurb module. Okay, well, let's just save that as it is, and we'll get rid of the top section here to save on confusion. Let's go into our little blurb module now and make it the way that we want it. Dark tab for a module, green tab for the row, blue tab for the section. So let's go into the module, the dark tab. I'm going to leave all of the content exactly how it is because I've got no real content for this. Obviously, you'd want to put your own in there. Image and icon. For mine today, I'm going to use an icon, so I'm going to click on it, hit the little switch from no to yes, choose a little icon that you want. There's an awful lot of icons to choose from as they've teamed up with Font Awesome, but you can do a search, or if you need to, you can hit this little button up here. It'll pop out into a breakout box. It's usually a good idea to have an idea of what icon you want because there's a lot of scrolling. Okay. Well, let's go and add a background there. I'll pop in a color, and just to keep it interesting, let's throw a background image in and blend the two. Just so we can read the text in a minute, I'm going to do a blend, still in the image module. If we roll down a little bit, background image blend. They've got plenty to choose from. You can come up with some fantastic looking backgrounds using this method. For mine today, I'm actually going to use multiply, but do have a look through because you can get some amazing effects. Great. Well, let's make this so we can see it and adjust the size. Popping over to the design tab at the top here, let's go to the text because I'll do the title and the content at one time. I'm going to pop it in the middle. I'm going to change it from dark to light. We can actually see it now. Just above that, I could have gone here first, is our image and icon. I'm going to make mine white. I'm going to take it down in size to about 50 pixels. Obviously, make yours how you will. Now, we need to give this a little breathing room. So let's close this up. We're going to go down to spacing. It's always where you'll find margin and padding, and we're still under the design tab for this. I'm going to leave mine 30 pixels all around. Just put in the 30. It'll put in the pixels for you. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. And we'll do the same for left and right. Now I could get away without having one on the bottom for this because I'm going to give it a fixed height or a minimum height at least. So that if we have different amounts of content in here, they'll all be the same height. To do that, we can close up spacing, sizing just up above. I'm going to go down to minimum height. I think I used 380 before, but adjust yours to taste. If you need to, you can give it a fixed height and you can change it on all devices. So if you roll over the dark writing, and this is common to all Divi modules, sections and rows, if you hover over the thing you want to adjust, you'll see some icons appear. If there's a little mobile phone icon, You can set a different value for tablet and a different value for phone. This is going to work for me on all devices though, so I don't need to do that. Great. Well, how are we going to make this happen then? I want to target the content, which is basically everything on there, and have it fade in after a couple of seconds and just showing that background image there. To do that, let's go to the Advanced tab and down to Custom CSS. And don't panic, I've written this all for you. You'll find it below the video if you just want to copy and paste. I would suggest that you write it out though, because CSS is a wonderful thing to learn and it really will take your editing skills to the next level. So to select this module, I need to write selector. So any code below will be applied to this particular module. But I just want to apply it to the content. I don't want to apply it to the background, just the writing and the icon. Now I happen to know that's ETPB blurb content, but if you're not sure, what you can do is go over to module elements, roll down, and you can select any of these things that you want to affect, such as the image or the title. I'm going for the content today. If you hit the little question mark right here, it tells you what the class is. ETPB blurb content. The ETPB blurb 3 is just this particular blurb module. So this is the class that I want. If we now go back to where we were in the freeform CSS, I can put selector dot et underscore pb underscore blurb underscore content. And this will now just be affecting the blurb content for this particular module here. And I want to run a little animation that makes it delay and then feed in and stay there. And I'm going to use mine at about 10 seconds. So let's open and close some curly brackets here. I'm going to say animation. Then a colon, we need to give it a name. Let's say BL for blurb fade. However you want to call yours, but it needs to be unique, this name right here. I want mine to run for about 10 seconds. 10s. I'm going to leave it just like that. Fantastic. Now we need to create this little animation that we've called blfade here. We're using keyframes to do that today. That's a bit like stop frame animation. We've got a timeline of 10 seconds. We can tell it what we want it to do along that 10-second timeline. So we'll say at keyframes. Then we need to give it the name that we gave it above, which is blfade. And we can almost close some more curly brackets here, tell it exactly what we want it to do. So at 0% or 0%, when the page loads, basically the start of second one of our 10 seconds up here, open and close some more curly brackets. I'm going to put opacity 0, so it means it's going to be invisible. Opacity 0. I'm going to copy this a couple of times there, because I want to delay it by several seconds before it comes in. So I'm going to copy that, Control C. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to paste it twice. Control V to paste once. Drop down again. Control V to paste twice. I'm going to say it's 70%. That would be the 7-second mark. And adjust this to your taste. Again, obviously, I still want it to be invisible. I just want it to become visible after the 70%. I want it to be fully visible at 100%, which is the end of the 10-second mark there. So I just need to change that from a 0 to 1 to make it fully visible. Now to enhance this further, what we've got going on here is all of our content is going to be invisible up to the first 7 seconds. You'll just see that background there. And then it's going to fade in after the 7-second mark. But just to make it more interesting, I'm actually going to delay this whole module from turning up by a couple of seconds. To do that, I'm going to go back to my Design tab. If we roll down to the bottom, you'll find Animation. And there's various different styles. If you click on one, it'll show you an example of that style. Use whichever one you want. I'm going to use a fade for mine today. I'm going to leave the duration on the default 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. But I want to delay it by about 2 seconds. So that would be 2000 milliseconds before it even shows up. That's great. Now, once you've got the first one done, it's really easy to do the second one and third one. So if I just hit duplicate on the dark tab for the module again, the two little squares there, drag one across, doesn't matter which one because they're both identical. And we'll do the same thing again, two little squares, drag one across. Now in the second one, I'm going to go in there. Obviously you're going to want to change out your content because you don't want the same content on each one. I'm also going to change out the background. I'm just going to change out the background image on these. But I want the delay to be slightly different, so I'm going to go over to design, the animation. I'm going to make this 4 seconds. Also going to go into my code here, custom CSS. I'm going to add a couple of seconds to this one also. And again, you can adjust all this to taste. Now we'll go into our third one and do similar. Switch out the background. And obviously again, you want to switch out the content. We'll go to Design tab. I'm going to delay this by 6 seconds. Now we just need to go to our code here, custom CSS. Last one was 12. I'm going to make this 14. And like I say, make this your own. Do with it what you wish. Now, because we've done all these delays here, when the page loads, you're not going to see anything but this section here. So you really don't want to staring at a bit of white space. So we're going to put a little image or something in the background. And again, that's entirely up to you. So we'll go into the section, the blue tab. Going to go to background, background image or gradient or whatever you want to put on yours. And let's just throw in an image. That'll do fine. Great. Well, if we've done everything correctly here, this should work now. So let's save our changes. We'll save our page changes, hit the little purple button, save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. And as you can see, we've got the page background, or the section background I should say there. There's our first one fading in, second one. Text should come in on that first one, third one's in. And each of those is gradually fading in with those different timings that we gave it. So let's just refresh that so you can see it again. First we've got the section background, then the module background, second module, text is starting to fade in on these modules now, 2 seconds between them. And that's a really nice little thing to have on your page. It's going to get people's attention because of that animation. And as you can see, really easy. So that's all there is to it. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget that code's down below the module. If you have any questions, pop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. If you've enjoyed this today, please like, share and comment below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.